privilege of writing the forward for. I have to tell you, Mark's book, Trading the Zone, really had a big impact on me because it deals with the mental aspect of trading. You can also find out more about Mark's products at markdouglas.com. So here he is, Mark Douglas.
Everybody understands the implications? In other words, when you cross the threshold into a state of mind of euphoria, it is impossible to perceive risk. That is the nature of euphoria. In other words, the nature of euphoria is that from our individual perspective, from the perspective of our state of mind, in that state of mind, it would be impossible for me to perceive that anything can happen other than what I expect to happen. Anything. The only thing that's going to happen is what I expect to happen. And as a result of being so absolutely sure that what I expect to happen is going to happen, what would be the next step in this process? To break my money management rules, right? In other words, to put on a position that would be much larger than what I would normally trade. Maybe 10 times, maybe 20. Well, there's no risk. Why not? Right? Why not? Now, the problem, of course, with putting on an inordinately large position is that it doesn't take very much movement for the market to put you to put you in a huge losing trade. And the problem there is that if I've got this huge position on with being absolutely positive that it's going to work, and then the market just goes against me by just a little bit, I can go from the state of euphoria, from the state of, let's say, in essence, heaven on earth, to a state of extreme agony and pain of hell on earth, virtually instantaneously. Can I not? And then once I get into this state of mind right here, I will be in mind freeze. My mind will freeze up. I'll be, let's say, paralyzed to do anything. And I just sit and watch as the market takes my money away until something snaps inside of my mind. So, okay, that's enough. And I get out. And then I look back at my equity and I see one of these huge draws, okay? And I think, oh my God, how did that happen? Now, if you don't understand the underlying dynamics of what I just talked about, you're gonna go look at the market and you're gonna try to find what happened in the market that caused that. What set of variables, what set of market variables caused that to happen? You see, the market didn't have anything to do with it. Nothing. To create consistency, in essence, what we have to do is learn how to trade without making errors. Does that make sense to everybody? Right? But then what is a trading error? Okay, if that's the case, everyone said, did everyone nod their head? Yes, yes, okay. We're not okay. It makes sense, right? To create consistency, I have to reach higher and higher levels of error-free trading, right? There's a correlation there. In other words, everyone sees the correlation, right? But then if I said, okay, what are trading errors? List them. What? Not following the rules of the trading error. Okay, good. See, but these are things you should be able to quote. Well, right off the top of your head, right? You guys are all in the business of trading. Every single one of you would probably say, yes, my goal is to create consistent results. If I said, what do you want? What's your objective? What are you trying to accomplish here? Well, I want consistency. And yet, if we just establish that consistency is a function of the lack of errors, you should be able to rattle off those errors right off the top of your head so that you can recognize them when you're making them, right? What's the biggest error that virtually all traders make, except for the ones who have gotten to the point where they don't make them anymore? What's the biggest number one error that traders make? What? No. I know I'm right. Okay. Yeah. And so but see, I know I'm right, but how does I know I'm right manifest itself into a trading error? What? I would agree with everything you said. I'm just going to say it a little bit differently. What's that? Yeah. Not predefining your risk. everything we just said, I'm just going to say it a little bit differently, not predefining your risk. Now, I'm not going to ask people to raise their hands, but I bet there are people in this room who still will get into a trade without predefining their risk. Now, why won't people predefine their risk? Why is that so hard to do? Why do you think that's so hard to do? What do you think of the underlying dynamics are? Well, yeah, you don't want to be wrong. Now, see, when you've learned to think in probabilities, what you're going to learn, what you're going to understand is that trading is not a right or wrong endeavor. It has nothing to do with being right or wrong. But this is really important. Yes, we don't want to be wrong and we don't want to lose money. And there's a problem here in terms of the way our minds are designed to think. If I think of trading, getting into a trade as being something I can be right or wrong about, and I have not accepted the risk, meaning I have not accepted the dollar value of the potential loss that I can incur from that trade by not predefining it, or by predefining it, still not accepting it, then my mind has the potential to associate whatever's happening in the market now with something that's happened in my past. Meaning our minds are wired to associate, meaning that if I haven't changed the way that I think about trading, I have the potential to look at any given trade as, well, let's say any given trade has the potential to tap me into the accumulated emotional pain of what it means to be wrong, or every time I've been wrong in my life. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say that again. If I haven't redefined trading to think about it in the appropriate way, based on the way that I'm going to explain in a moment, being wrong on a trade has the potential to tap me into the accumulated pain of every time I've been wrong in my life, because that's the way our minds are designed to think. They're designed to associate. So if that's the case, little wonder that I'm going to avoid predefining my risk. Because here's what's going to happen. For me to predefine my risk, see, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be in that state of pain. For me to predefine my risk, what do I have to do? I have to gather evidence that would suggest why this trade might not work, right? I have to gather evidence to say, okay, what are the things that could happen that would tell me, or what does the market have to look like, sound like, or feel like to tell me this trade isn't working? And I have to gather evidence to tell me that so that I know how to recognize it. But the problem is if I gather too much evidence, I might talk myself out of the trade, right? And if I talk myself out of the trade and it turns out to be a winner, then I could be in a state of agony that might be even greater than had I put the trade on it turned out to be a loser. So how do I compensate? So I've got a mental dilemma here. I've got a dilemma. How do I resolve the dilemma? Gather enough evidence, in other words, have the trade be so technically or fundamentally sound, whatever method you might use, to the point where I have convinced myself that I'm right. And see, if I'm right, there's no risk, right? Why predefine the risk if I'm right? There is no risk. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think I was right. What's that?
Oops, hold on.
There's people that go ahead. Say that again.
Not doing still has a risk that we don't associate with.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? All right, just gonna get started here. ACAB. So, good evening, good evening. So, ACAD was just following an order flow here. So we got low, high, we got a new low, and a high, and then a low. So this is our last low. This is the low before it, and then this is our high holding structure. So just looking up in that area there. We did get a distribution. we did get a distribution right here on the lower time frame, and then we got a retest of that area. So I measured this from this wick to this wick as my last push up before we got a real push down. So yeah, it's gonna be looking in that area to sell. So, and it looks like, you know, it's walking its way up nice and slow. So probably gonna be setting that tonight. Yeah, 3.7 pip stop. Yeah, I'm gonna be setting that tonight.
I'm saying that John with you.
You feel me?
Yes, sir. That's nice.
All right, A chef. A chef. Don't really have anything too crazy. This last push up. I have the whole thing measured, to be honest, because I couldn't really identify distribution, but it walked up really slow and then came up and then made a new low. So technically this is a redistribution. We got an accumulation here, came up, broke structure, and broke the ice. So I'm gonna have to just wait for a distribution in this area just because the stop loss is so huge. But yeah, that's where I'm looking for a chef. And then 8J. So I was looking for a buy to hedge before I start looking for a sell up here. Right in here. And it looks like it tapped in around like 5:30 p.m. I think. Sorry, my voice is cracking. Yeah, so it just tapped into that reaccumulation right there. Oh man, what's up with my voice? Oh, this is embarrassing. Y'all gonna have to hear this though the whole time. So yeah, I did tap in around like 5, but I didn't have it set just because of the time that it tapped in. But as you can see, it did walk itself down. So it might hold just because looking at structure, and it broke above this redistribution right here. So it could come down all the way down here, but if it does hold, I mean, you can see why, because it's making its way up here before it starts coming down. AN, kind of similar to ACAD. Didn't get much of a break. And it looks like it might even be starting to accumulate. And I think I have a little box here for an accumulation, a fractal accumulation down here, but I'm gonna need some type of break before, like, even up here or here before I like start really looking for buys. And then if it does come up here and distribute, I know why, because this is our low. This is our low before it, and then that's our high. Oh wait, no. Oh man, this would be our low, and this would be our low before it. So yeah, if it does blow past this area, then I probably won't even be looking for this unless I get a schematic. So yeah. AU. So on the higher time frame, geez, you can see we got a reaccumulation here. So I have this box because I'm anticipating an accumulation, but realistically, like a hourly, intraday accumulation, hourly to 4-hour accumulation. So so I just decided, like, just to follow order flow for now and try to sell if we can get a a schematic, or if price can walk up slowly, then I'll probably set this. But until I start actually seeing like it start to range out, I'm gonna just keep following order flow. Catch happy. So I did catch this buy here. I thought it was gonna keep going up because it did create a new high in order flow, but as you can see, came up, distributed, tapped into whatever redistribution was right here, and then made a new low. So now we're just gonna be looking in this area. We're just gonna be looking in this area for a distribution, especially because it broke above this redistro right here. So this is really gonna be the only area that we're gonna be looking for it to distribute at. Were you guys not able to see my screen a second ago?
Yeah. Well, I saw it.
Oh, okay, because
I can see, brother.
something just popped up on my screen, said that they can now see your screen. So I'm like, oh, no way. All right, for sure. Hero cab. So same thing, following order flow here. So we did get this like really elongated accumulation. A bunch of second tests. And then we got a nice sign of strength here. Coming up here, and then came down, accumulated again, and then created a new high. The only thing, let me go to the daily. Yeah, so it's in a good area to accumulating as well. So.
Yeah, I'm in a trade. I'm on a trade on that one.
From right here.
No, in that reaccumulation right there. Yep.
Yeah.
We at a 1 to 9 right now.
Send it to me. I'm gonna load up that other one too. Yeah, so if that let's say your trade from right here doesn't hold, I will be looking in this area down here. But that's pretty much it. That's a nice catch.
Won't let me send it.
It won't. Did you copy the link?
Yeah.
It's in the Discord, brother.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is in the Discord too.
This is your Asia. Discord.
Oh,
In the
oh,
trading
okay.
chat.
It popped in.
Huh? Oh, there we go.
It was just lagging.
A little minute. There we go. That is true. Which one did it tap into?
The 50 down there.
Yup. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice catch, bro.
Hopefully, it'll keep
Okay,
running.
Yep, create a new high.
Yep.
That would be amazing. Even, especially if we can see a break above here.
I was just following order flow right now.
Mm-hmm. Hero chef. Let's see. So, ooh. We did break order flow here. We were high, low, broke that high. So now we're in an area where we should be anticipating accumulation. So I can see it already. Yeah. So we got this accumulation here. And we just gotten our sign of strength. So let's see what this stop loss is gonna look like. Dang. My voice is going through it right now. About a 16 pipper. From that 80%. That's something I might be willing to take just because looking at where it's at, this is a pretty high probability trade. The only thing is it hasn't broken that. So
You'll probably catch a sell now, a sell to buy.
yeah, to hedge into it. You said the
Yeah,
20
what you
minute.
mean?
20 minute. Is that the candle or something? What do you mean afraid? Oh, okay. Looks like we got a nice little type 4 right here, huh? Yeah. So all we need is to break the trading structure. And then we can look at this move. Right there. So yeah, if it's able to come below here, break below this low, or yeah, 5 pipper. So if I might have to do my little hold up. How did you get 5 pips, bro? I'm getting 3 and 7. Unless did you take it from here? You sure did. Oh, he was eyeballing it. I'm over here trying to figure it out. But this is about 5 pips if you measure from this wick to this wick. The only thing is, I feel like this is our up thrust right here. So we can get it even tighter. That's a possible. So if we're able to get
How much was it from the 50?
from the 50, it was like 7.
7.
Looks like the 50 already tapped into.
Yeah. You might have got filled in that if somebody took that.
Yep. That's a quick little. What is it at right now? 1 to 2.5.
2.
And if it is able to come down to that buy, then it might turn out to be a nice little trade. So we'll see. But obviously, if this gives like too much of a push down before coming back up, then I'm killing this idea. Here, going dead that.
If we can come back up tomorrow morning, like during Nah, never mind. It's too much. It ain't coming back up tomorrow.
It
But
could.
what about New York?
It's still pretty early, so you know it could still come back up for London.
If that could happen, that would be wonderful. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
We'll
why I
see.
kind of like doing these a little bit earlier now, so I can like really like see all my setups and then watch the ones that I actually want to look at. GU. So we got looking at order flow. We got our low before it, and a high. So we're gonna see if we can sell from this distribution right here. That just looks like the area to go to. I mean, I did have a sell up here, never hit, and then we did get this distribution and create a new low. So this is really the area I'll be looking for. Let me see if we can actually find that entry. Yeah, so off tops right here. This last push up. I'm thinking of covering that high. About a 17 pipper. So I might do one from the 80 where I'm covering that high and one where I'm just covering the wick. I might have to take the 50 though. Never mind. Whatever. Yeah, so that's that for EG. Trying. Yep, so just gonna be waiting on that. Maybe some alert right here. EJ. Same thing here, following order flows are low before it. And then we got a nice little type 3 distribution up here. It's gonna be waiting for that distro. That's about it. Euro NZD. So we did get this accumulation here. And we created a new high from order flow. And there's no real reason for this to have distributed where it did. Or no, I guess that's not true, but because we did get a push up here before it broke structure. So I guess it will be our BOSPOI, but I still see this coming higher. So it does look like it's accumulating right now, but we'll see. I want to see this come a little bit lower and accumulate. Sorry, sometimes I'll be all over the place, but yeah, I want to see this come a little bit lower and accumulate. EU. So really, I'm looking for this sell up here. But we did get an accumulation in here, and it did break lower time frame order flow and structure. So I was trying to sell, buy up so I could try and sell. So I'm looking at this area in here, but obviously before I set this, I'm gonna need like an accumulation or something. So it looks like it did just tap into the 50. Yeah, so this could take off from where it's at already. But yeah, so we'll see if it can come down lower. These, just keep in mind, these buy opportunities are for hedges. So unless, let's say, like it comes up and breaks above this sell, then I'll start looking in this area for an extreme. But yeah, that's that for EU. GA. Oh, scratch that. GCAD. So it looks like we got a distribution here by climax, automatic rally, second test, up thrust. So it looks like it might be making its way back up again. So we might see a UTAD. And if we, let's say we get a UTAD, comes up here, gives UTAD. If it gives a fractal distribution, then probably going to try and sell off of that. G-Chef. So we got this distribution up here, and then we just got this sideways price action. But I have a feeling it's going to keep coming down. So I want to see it come up here and distribute. And with that being said, that being said, I'm gonna try and hedge some buys up. I already tried one, didn't quite tap in, and then made a new high. So now I'm looking right here, but I obviously want to see an accumulation. So that's why I got my alert set, and it does look like it's walking price down pretty slow. So hopefully it will give me something where I can set this limit. GJ. To be honest, I want to see this make a new low before it comes back up and I start selling. But if it does come up and make a distribution, then that's what I'll be taking. But other than that, I'm just gonna be watching. GU. So it looks like GU is giving us a giant distribution, or starting to, And then so we've got this nice distribution up here, but the same thing here. I want to see this new low created so we can start to sell from this area. But yeah, otherwise we're just gonna have to wait for it to come up here before we really set any limits. Otherwise, we're just gonna need schematics in this area. So yeah. GU, NJ. So this might actually be one that I'm setting to. So just following order flow here, we got a low, our low before it, and then the high in between, holding order flow and structure. So yeah, I just got taken 80% of this last push up. It's gonna be about 20 pips. But it's looking like it's gonna be a nice trade. So we will see. And this is off of a redistribution. We got our accumulation here, broke structure, broke the ice. Now we're coming back up to our shakeout. S&P still looking for this buy down here, but you never know with this thing. It could just be reaccumulating up here, and this could be the lowest it comes, and it makes a new high. So just gonna be keeping my eyes on that. I'm not gonna be too eager to buy from up there. UCAD. So same thing. I'm just looking at order flow. It did give us an accumulation here, but I don't really trust that. I want to see it come lower and give us a better one. And then if it does continue to fall, I do have an extreme down here. It's a 6 pip stop. Right here. This last push down in this type 4 accumulation. Yeah. Gold. So it looks like gold came down and reacted off this area, didn't quite hit our limit. But as you can see here, we got a nice little accumulation, sign of strength, came down, and then gave us a new high. So I'm going to be looking in this area to be buying from. But yeah, that's that. And then we got 3 on my green list. I think 2 of them got stopped out. Yeah. So Cat Chef got stopped out this morning. Or what time? Yeah. This morning. At like 6 in the morning. But it is what it is. We did get a distribution and a break of structure on the lower time frame. So we could try to look for a reentry, but I think I might just be switching my bias. Yeah. No, I'm just looking for a sell from up here. That's all. Yeah. So I believe we missed this trade. Yeah. Came down, made a new high, came down again, made another new high. So it looks like it could be distributing on a lower time frame, but if anything, I'll be looking in here. Yeah, I'll be looking in here. Try and buy again. And then last but not least, Chef JPY. So this one got really stopped out. But I do have another limit down here. So we'll see how that goes. Any questions or anything else you guys want me to look at? We got a lot of people today. Anything. Nah, y'all good? Shelly. Well, if y'all don't got any more, then that you want me to look at, then I will be tapping out for the night. Y'all have a blessed night. I appreciate it. You can. Look at you, cat, real quick for you. Oops. What area did you say? 1.2528. So like you're looking down in this area. Oh wait. Am I tweaking? 25280. Oh yeah, so you're kind of looking in this area too, where I got my box. Yeah, Shelly. Definitely want to see a schematic too. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for tapping in. I'll see y'all in the morning for Joe's call.